In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a keyword list of highly relevant, highly searched keywords for your Amazon product. It's going to do a couple things. So one, it's going to tell you exactly what keywords, if any, you should be giving away products for in order to rank, right? Because we're going to use this for our giveaway launch. Two, how many units you should be giving away to launch for that keyword. And then three, exactly what keywords you should be using to start testing in your exact match and phrase match campaigns in PPC, okay? So it's a lot, but really what we're doing is we're creating a keyword list of very relevant keywords, all right? We don't have that yet. As you followed in my previous video, we use Seller Tools, which I have opened here. We use Seller Tools to develop a list of keywords that we use to optimize our listing. So that's SEO, or search engine optimization, specifically for Amazon search engine. SEO is very different from what we're doing now in terms of PPC and any kind of giveaways. For giveaways and PPC, we only want to rank and launch and pay money for words that are very relevant to our listing, okay? And a lot of sellers mess this up, okay? If you're trying to, for example, we're going to go back to the example of detox foot pads. So if you are a detox foot pad seller and you're trying to rank for stress relief, you're going to have a ton of competition. You're going to have to give away a ton of units, okay? And then if you try to run PPC, it's going to be likely is going to be unprofitable because it's so broad and so competitive, okay? So we only want to laser focus on the best keywords for our listing. We don't want to just go after the biggest keywords. We want to look at what are the most relevant to our listing. How competitive are they? How searched are they? How many giveaways do I need to do? And should I be using these for PPC? Okay, so all these questions get answered by creating this list. So we go back to the list we created using Seller Tools, kind of back to our original kind of master list of keywords, and we're going to refine this list further. This was really good for SEO, for optimizing our listing, but now we need to refine it more for our next purposes, okay? So again, our example is detox foot pads. And if you don't already have Seller Tools, make sure that you sign up. You can use the free trial, which is going to give you all the same access that I'm using now. You can have up to 1,000 keywords. And for this example, I only have 500, but you can have up to 1,000 keywords. So super helpful. So make sure you have that and create an account with them. And I've attached a link below just for reference. Once you've done that, create the account. And you've followed my other video and created your keyword list. You're ready to kind of refine this list for any kind of giveaways or PPC. All right. So once you've created your list, go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to star all the keywords that are very relevant to our product, and that's the key. Okay, this is where a lot of sellers mess up, and please do not mess this up. I'll try to make this as simple as possible. But for this list, right, and this is going to be like our this isn't necessarily our master list, but this is like a powerful list of our top relevant, top search keywords. You want to make sure that it's extremely relevant. And what I mean by that is, okay, we're selling detox foot pads. If we try to rank for stress relief, okay, and someone types, if we type in stress relief, are we going to find detox foot pads, yes or no? And my guess is the answer is no, right? So so a lot of different very interesting products. So yeah, a lot of different products, and actually no detox foot pads. So we do not want to rank for this keyword, okay? We do not want to rank for stress relief, so we're going to leave that blank. All right, so basically you need to think as you're going through this list, if someone typed in sleep, would they find detox foot pads? If someone typed in pads, would they find detox foot pads, or a bunch of different types of pads, right? There's a lot of different types of pads. And the answer is no, and you can type it in, test it for yourself. Bamboo, same thing. There's bamboo plates. There's bamboo glasses. There's bamboo, toothbrushes. Bamboo itself, right? There's a lot of different bamboo. So if someone types that into Amazon, they're probably not going to see detox foot pads. So you want to make sure that if you type this keyword in right now into Amazon, your competitors better be showing up. If they're not, do not star this keyword. That's kind of the benchmark, and that's the best way to kind of look at this. So I'm just going to kind of scroll down and start starring keywords. And by the way, in general, if you don't want to try to rank for one keyword, okay? If there's only one word, right? Because one word tends to be extremely broad and really too competitive, too broad. You don't really want to kind of use PPC for that or do giveaways on that. So that's just another general rule of thumb. Leave anything in general, anything that's one word, just leave it blank. Foot powder, no. Foot pads, maybe. My guess is Maybe not, but let's check. Okay, so if we type in foot pads, do our competitors show up? Okay. There we go. Okay. So we get past the sponsored. All right, so one of the top is a detox foot pad. We have a metatarsal pad, a heated foot pad, metatarsal pad, metatarsal pad. I think these are detox foot pads, detox foot pad. Okay, so there are a few, maybe about half of these sellers are detox foot pads. So it may be a good idea to rank for this. Again, it's not extremely, I would say extremely relevant, but it's relevant enough that we can leave it kind of starred for now, okay? And we'll go back through this in a second. So we star foot pads, organic pads. No, I can already tell you that's not. Foot detox, let's check that out. So foot detox. This may be a good term to consider searching for. Again, just because it's relevant doesn't automatically mean we should try to do giveaways and try to bid on this keyword. Okay, so there's a decent amount. I would leave this one starred. Okay, there's a good amount. There's the detox foot baths and there's the detox foot pads. So I'll leave that one starred. It is relevant, right? As long as you type it into Amazon, see your competitors, that's something that you probably do want to at least consider ranking for. So foot detox, all natural, there's all kinds. Detox pads probably, and let's just assume we looked at it on Amazon and yes. So I'm just going to kind of go through a few more here and just based on my judgment for example purposes, go through. Sleep patch, probably not. Body detox, no. Foot patch. Well, maybe if foot pad worked, then probably foot patch. Weight loss, no. There we go. Kinyoki, foot detox patches, definitely. Yeah, that's a good one. Detox patch. Let's say we search it. Let's look at detox patch, right? And hopefully this is helpful. Just kind of walking you through my thought process. What was it? Detox patch. That's what it was. Detox patch. Yep. Yeah, so detox patch, definitely. These are almost all detox foot pads, so we definitely want to make sure we rank for that. And potentially do giveaways for that. Natural pad, detox pads for your feet. Okay. Let's just say these as well. How many do I have so far? I'll click it a few more. So you just kind of want to go through the list. And really, and I'm not going to go through the whole list because, but you want to go through the whole list until you start seeing in this exact impressions, you start seeing like very, very low, okay? Like 10, or 1, right? When it gets really low, you can go through those, but it really doesn't matter. So in this case, I have 4 pages. I probably go only through like 2 or 3 of these pages, probably. We can kind of skip ahead to this third one here. There we go, we're on 3. So yeah, like I said, 9 exact impressions. I would definitely stop right here. So probably, like in this case, only the first 2 pages I would go through. Again, I only have 500 keywords out of 1,000. So it'll be a little bit different for you. But yeah, that's just, I would only go through page 1 and 2. You don't have to go through every single keyword. And I'm just going to click through a few more just so we have a good kind of sample size for our example. And now, these are already kind of automatically selected because these are, now we know anything that's starred, these are our top keywords. This is what we want to pay attention to. This is what we want to rank for and, and run PPC on, at least test PPC on these keywords. Stress relief, sleep, bamboo. We'll go back down. Organic pads. Weight loss patches, detox patches, yes. Bamboo foot pads, yes. Detox foot pads for toxins. Foot pads, maybe not. I'll just leave it blank for now. Detox fine, definitely. Detox, yep. So Kinyoki, that's probably a popular brand or it's some kind of word associated, like maybe a type of foot pad. Premium detox foot pads, yes. Detox foot patches for your feet. Okay, yeah, I think we got a pretty good list. I'll just kind of finish the bamboo detox. Yep. Kinyoki, you would search on Amazon, but it looks like it's showing up a lot, and let's just assume that it is. Foot pads, charcoal foot pad. Okay, yep. There we go. So yeah, just make sure that they're relevant, right? And take a little bit of time. But really, it won't take, it doesn't take a ton of time. It actually is relatively quick. And yeah, we have a list right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this list of our top keywords, okay? Of our starred keywords, because these are our most relevant. So we're going to add a filter. And we're going to select if it's starred. There we go. So if it's starred, if star is selected, then yes. okay? And we want to export, and we want to export filtered, okay? So we're only exporting the starred keywords, okay? That's important to do, so make sure you do that. Let me make sure. Oh, there we go. Okay, so just make sure starred equals true. I thought I already did that. Hit save. Okay, there we go. So now it's in. Thought I already did that, but yeah, there we go. Now we'll export filtered. And I'll just kind of fast forward through this. Okay, so now you're left with the columns keyword, number of competitors, broad impressions, exact impressions, and giveaway total. Okay, or last launch giveaway total. So these are the most important columns that you really want to pay attention to. In terms of PPC, okay, because I kind of mentioned these two things that seem kind of unrelated, but in regards to PPC, right, for your first initial phrase match and exact match campaigns, this is what I would recommend using and kind of testing in your phrase match and exact match campaigns. And as you can see, I have exactly kind of 20 keywords here. But yeah, you can kind of experiment by testing with these because these are obviously some of your top searched, most relevant keywords. And so you definitely kind of want to, these are relevant to where there's absolutely potential for being profitable with your PPC on these keywords. And that's pretty much it in terms of the PPC. In terms of the giveaway and trying to figure out, number one, what keywords should we run launches on? Number two, how many do we need to give away? Well, here's what's great about seller tools. And a big part of the reason that I use them over any other service is because they will actually give you and I've used this before, both using them and on my own. Okay, so I've used this same data to launch on myself and with them. And they will tell you how many giveaways you need to do over a 3-day period, okay, over a 3-day period in order to rank on, to ultimately, your best chance of ranking on page 1 for that specific keyword. All right, so in terms of, how many giveaways do I need? Boom, you have the data right here, and it's very, very accurate. I've tested this on my own. Like, I've run launches on my own using the same strategy that I've shared in a past video with you guys. So it's very, very accurate and super easy, right? You don't have to try to use Viral Launch or something to try to average some of the top competitors and look at their sales per month, because again, that's all based on estimates. And I found that this is much more accurate. So this is the number of giveaways. And here's what we're going to do, okay? The first thing we're going to do. Nobody else teaches this, so I'm really excited to teach this to you guys. This is like super hack that I've kind of developed on my own and sharing it privately with you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate it. What we're going to do is, if my mouse could work today, that'd be great. So we're going to do, let me see, giveaway ratio. That's what we're going to call it. All right. So what you're going to do is create a separate column called giveaway ratio. And then you're going to, I hit the equal sign, exact impressions divided by giveaway total. Okay. And what you're going to do is go over here and reduce the decimal places just to a whole number. It really doesn't matter as much, but I like to do a whole number. I'm going to move myself out of the way. And we are going to scroll this down all the way down through our keywords here. Okay. And then what we're going to do is organize the entire sheet in descending order, so from greatest to least for this new column, okay? And I'm going to explain why. So we're going to do, oh, there we go. Jeez, my mouse really does not want to cooperate today. So Z to A, there we go. All right, so basically, think about this, all right? So you're gonna, you're considering doing a launch for your product, right? But you don't really know what keywords to choose. What's the best keywords? Well, what I've done is I've gone ahead and divided the exact impressions by the total giveaway amount. So what that means is kind of think about this in terms of money, right? This is money that you get, right? Because the more impressions, right, the more people are looking at a keyword, that's the more opportunity that you have to make money ultimately, right? If there's more people looking at your product, the likelihood of you making money on that is much higher, right? Because there's more people there, right? It's kind of like going to trying to sell in a busy place versus like in the middle of nowhere, right? You're going to sell a lot more things at a flea market than like in the middle of the desert, right? Like just to make it, make sense in your mind. So if you think about giveaways, you can think of these in terms of a dollar. Now, it doesn't cost $224 necessarily. You can just think about this in a dollar amount. If I spent $224, and this is what you spend, and then this is what you get in dollar amount, $12,339. Is that better than spending $24 and getting $1,080, if that makes sense, right? Because you basically want your giveaway ratio to be as high as possible. The higher, the better. And there's one stipulation that I want to make, and this is why you won't actually probably you won't choose. You may not choose this one right here, but anyway. You want to have the highest giveaway ratio. For every one giveaway, you want to maximize the number of searches per month, right? So if you give away 20 units, like what's better, right? If you give away 1 unit and 10 people see it, or you give away 1 unit and 100 people see it, okay? So you give away 1 unit here, you're going to get 55 exact impressions. If you give away, 12 units here, you're going to get 8 impressions, right? 8 exact impressions. Or sorry, if you give away 8 here, you're going to get 100 exact impressions. My bad. So for every, one that you give away, you're going to get 12. All right. So for every one, you get 55. And then for every one, you get 12, right? For every dollar you spend, you get $55. And then down here, for every $1 you spend, you get $12 back. That's kind of a way that I think about it to make sense of this. So that's why it's helpful. That's why it makes sense. And I don't know. I don't really know why Seller Tools doesn't just kind of make a ratio like this. But I found this to be the best by far, for sure. This is the best way to kind of rank your product. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, so I should go ahead and rank for this one. Detox foot pads, right? Which is actually one of our top keywords. The answer is not necessarily, okay? Now, why? There's one other factor we have to take into account, because we looked at giveaways, we looked at impressions, but we haven't looked at competition. The more competitive a product is, the harder it's going to be to stay on page 1, okay? Oh my gosh, nobody teaches this to new sellers, and it drives me nuts. And so many sellers have lost thousands of dollars on other courses, other YouTube channels, from taking shit advice, and it pisses me off like so much. And it really upsets me a little bit because I took this advice. And yeah, so of course I'm a little bit bitter about it, but that's why I want to help you guys as much as possible and learn from my mistakes. So basically, here's the way to think about it. You can get on page 1 for foot patch, okay? You can get on page 1 for foot pads, but I promise you, based on my experience, you will fall down the pages quickly because there are okay, look, here's the number of competitors. Look, there's 145,000 sellers competing for the term foot patch. So would you rather compete with foot patch or with Kanyoki detox foot patches where there's only 106, okay? Look, there's a similar number of exact search, and there's a similar number of search impressions. So you're gonna get, there is a little bit more for foot patch, but not a ton more. So it's, you get a little bit, less searches per month, but still a decent amount for significantly less competition. So you have to ask yourself, which one would you rather rank for? And unfortunately, there's not a specific benchmark. I'm still working to kind of develop a formula for this, and as soon as I do, I'm going to share it with you guys. And I haven't really developed it yet, any kind of algorithm or formula, or even a simple formula for this. But 2 things I will tell you is just kind of look at any outliers, okay? Look at anything where there's like a ton. Either there's a lot of competitors or there's very, very few competitors. When there's a lot of competitors, I just go ahead, in terms of a giveaway, I just kind of strike through it with red. Here's another one, again, 271. These are both abnormally high competitors, so I don't want to do giveaways for these because there's so many people competing. Like, you'll get to page 1, no problem. You'll get to page 1, but you'll drop off instantly, like the same day even, because there's so many people competing, right? I hope that makes sense. Again, nobody kind of taught me that when I was starting off, and yeah, I want to kind of warn you guys and kind of tell you about that. And you want to also kind of look at certain keywords that have relatively low. So here's one with relatively low. Okay. Another one, in the hundreds, 300, 106. And of course, really low down here, but they also have lower exact impressions. And let me just make sure that's all in there. Okay, good. Yeah. So you just select a few, and basically you kind of want to go through the list. And when you have more keywords, it tends to make a little bit more sense. And since I have such a small sample size, it's a little bit kind of harder to do this exact process, but still not really an issue at all. You want to kind of start, because obviously, right, So you don't want to rank for anything in red. And then number two, you want to kind of go down the list because again, for every one giveaway for this keyword, you get 55 kind of searches, right? 55 impressions, right? At least based on our ratio. And this is an estimate, but it's still very, very accurate. So this is going to get you kind of the most bang for your giveaway, right? But you also do have to give 224 giveaways, which is quite a lot. So I would recommend, you don't have to highlight this in red, but for me, 224, that's a lot. Where, the next is 24, 48, 8, 8, 8, fairly low. So what I would recommend doing, right, especially if this is your first launch, if you really want to, or kind of what I recommend is launch starting with 1 to 5 keywords. Okay, that's where you start. So you launch with 1 to 5 keywords that are lower competition with a high giveaway ratio. Okay, so low competition, high giveaway ratio, and also a low amount of giveaways. All right, so you want to start with kind of middle or low keywords. You don't want to go for the top keywords. For example, it would be good to rank for foot pads and foot patches, right? There are a good amount of exact impressions, especially with foot pads, right? 3,287. That's something that's good to rank for. And ultimately, you also want to rank for detox foot pads. And I think detox foot pads would be the best keyword to rank for. But you don't want to start with that. Okay, here's kind of a gold nugget for you guys. You don't want to start there. You want to start lower or in the middle in terms of search volume, okay? Because those keywords are going to be less competitive. It's going to be really easy to kind of win, right? And you can think about it like this. You have 2 events you can compete in. You can either compete in the Olympics and the prize is $1 million, or you can compete with a bunch of kind of junior high or really little kids and the reward is $1,000. Which one would you choose? On Amazon, and think about the competition in terms of keywords, okay? And literally this, okay? Literally this. Would you rather compete in the Olympics? Here's the Olympics. Or would you rather compete here, right? Relatively low here and here. 8 giveaways, number of competitors, right? You don't get as many exact impressions, but it's a lot easier to win, right? So basically, if you were to go compete against junior high kids, you have a really good likelihood and chance of beating them and winning the $1,000. If you go against Olympic athletes, I can promise you're never going to win that $1 million. But that lure of $1 million is too much for some sellers, and they just want to rank for it, and then they fail, and they say Amazon FBA doesn't work, and then they quit, and they go back to their 9 to 5, and they call everyone who does have Amazon FBA stupid and a scammer and all that kind of stuff, right? I've literally seen that happen, literally unfold. So what you want to do, right, is not compete in the Olympics, right? Because you will lose every time. Ignore the $1 million, right? Ignore the $1 million right here. Ignore it. Go for the lower, win, and then level up, and then win, and then level up. Because guess what's going to happen? When you start ranking for keywords, and you may be wondering, oh, well, Sumner, what keywords would you rank for starting off? Kind of depends on my budget and how patient I am. If I really kind of want to get going quickly, and I don't really want to give away this 224, and I probably wouldn't start off with this either. What I would do is probably start off here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Especially if you're a new seller, these are the 5 that I would start off doing, okay? And it's really kind of up to you, but really, these are good ones to start off with. The Kinyoki, this is another good one. Detox patch can be a good one, just make sure it's relevant. Bamboo foot pads, right? These are some of the top that I would start. Definitely 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these are the lowest that I would kind of start off with. These with the 8 giveaways is what I'm looking at right now. If you want to start low, you can start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These ones. If you want to get started a little bit, move a little bit quicker, but you still have some patience, I would do these 5. And if you're really impatient, man, I want to get this going, I have money to spend, I'm ready to go, then I would do literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here starting, these 5 right here starting off. That's what I would do. That's what I would recommend. But now with this knowledge, you can kind of, adjust it to whatever makes sense for you. But what's going to happen is when you start ranking for, you give away 24 units and 8 and 8 and 8 and 48, guess what? You rank for those keywords. Less people are searching for those keywords, but they're still searching for them. They're still buying. And guess what? This number starts to go down to 220, then to 200, then to 150, right? And the more that you start selling organically, the less giveaways you need to do for other keywords, okay? So you want to start with the low competitive keywords, win, and start getting sales from that. And then you can start ranking for higher keywords and doing giveaways for more competitive keywords. And guess what? You have to give away less units at that time. And then when you win those, you keep moving up, right? So you keep, it's kind of like, an athlete, right? You start off in junior high playing basketball, shooting hoops, then you get into high school, and then you get into college, and then, you go professional and all this kind of stuff. That's the same thing, okay? It's like a natural phenomena. You start low, start winning low, and start learning low, and then kind of gradually build up. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can possibly give you, especially in your launch. That may be the best piece of advice, and nobody else is talking about it. So I hope this was helpful. I know it's kind of a lot at once, and if you do have any questions, of course, as always, leave those in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's pretty much free mentorship before I don't have time to respond to these comments. And if you did like this video, which I really hope that you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up below and hit the subscribe button, because I have a lot of great content just like this on my channel, and a lot more, like I'm telling you, a lot more kind of FBA secrets that people aren't talking about coming to you very, very soon. And I want to make sure that you're notified and take advantage of it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.